So this UCLA student, we showed this guy on the show before.
Who was that masked hero?
So this guy, oh yeah, he's like a superhero, but he only assaults stochastic criminals. So he's a violent psychopath, basically.
Would you go around attacking people first? That's not defense.
So he's one of these, what they call counter-protesters. So there's people up there protesting against a war, and these people who are pro that war are called counter-protesters, and they've been committing violence, especially at UCLA.
Oh, triggered. I'm going to use those college terms now. Was he triggered?
It doesn't matter whether it is Mr. Rogers or Jeffrey Dahmer. Everybody is somebody's little angel.
Look, I mean, this is straight out of a horror movie.
This is. So
he found the mask on the ground.
Let's watch this.
Among them, this man. He strikes a pro-Palestine protester with a long white pole and is part of a mob that pummels the man as he falls to the ground. Stop. He's seen in multiple videos wearing this white mask, striking the barriers, throwing objects into the encampment. Without his mask, we see who he is. 18-year-old Idan On of Beverly Hills, a senior at a local high school.
Come inside to the kitchen. How do I get inside?
I spoke with his mother.
Hi there. Are you Sharon? Hi.
How are you?
Hi. Let me introduce us.
She did not want to be on camera, but quickly identified her son from this picture at UCLA that night. She described in detail how her son found the mask and pole on the ground and said he was defending himself in this fight. On her Facebook page, Idan On's mother posted and circled a screen grab of her son from a local TV station. She wrote in Hebrew, Idan went to bully the Palestinian students in the tents at UCLA. Idan's mother and father proudly support Israel and defended their son's actions at UCLA, saying he is heading to Israel to join the IDF. After our interview, she texted to say Idan denies being at UCLA.
Yeah, I remember him.
When bragging about your kid, leave the word bully out of it, I would think. That's not a good...
You're just not from America. Do you understand? That's how Israelis talk. They're 10 years... Well, I mean, they're 1944 in their head. So imagine how politically incorrect they sound.
So guess what? That guy got arrested.
What?
Why? All he was doing was attacking people with a long stick.
The hero in a pajama bottoms and a white mask?
It's okay, though. He has a note from his mother. And the note reads, he has a medical condition that requires random targets of violence to relieve his anxiety.
It's like Friday the 13th with Jason.
Yeah.
His mother was like, those students were whores. My Jason had to do that.
The note from his mother reads, P.S. I poisoned his life because I'm a fucking psycho. I don't know if you know that. Anyway, so get this. Police have arrested a teenager who is accused of attacking pro-Palestinian protesters at an encampment at the at UCLA. The attack 3 weeks ago led to brawling that ended after more than 2 hours when the police had to clear the site. So I guess a little bit of jail time is going to make him perfect for the IDF. When you think about it, I mean, he fits the profile. Privileged existence filled with televised rage, wears a white mask to be just like V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Except that in his case, the V's for vagina, because he's a total pussy who is going to last about as long as his ADD attention span does when he has to go actually over to Gaza.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to go to prison. You think that he is? I think he's going to be sent away to... He's probably going to be getting benefits off your tax dollars after he...
And his mom really loves him, doesn't she? What a psycho mom. Oh, you're such a good boy. I love you so much. I'm going to get you the F out of here, and you're going to go to this unwinnable war. Mama loves you.
Have you met Israeli parents? I have.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, well, they do quite a number on the children.
The arrest of Idan he's 18... appears to mark the first arrest. But first of all, that sounds anti-Semitic, Kurt. So I have to.
What?
You saying, have you met Israeli parents? They say, I'm sure they're great people.
It's like any illegal immigrant parent.
The arrest of Eden, 18, appears to mark the first arrest of a the first.
It's too blatant. It's too.
This is the first arrest. First of all, that's two on the mark. It's going to be, I can just see the headline now on Current Affair. Eden on trial, right? That's good. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like Chase, what's his head?
Yeah.
Chase Oliver.
Chase Oliver. So Mr. An is reportedly the person in widely shared pictures and video of the melee. He's seen wearing a white hoodie and a mask and hitting protesters with a wooden pole. Wow. He faces 1 felony charge of assault with a deadly weapon. His mother initially said her son was the person seen in the video in the white mask at the protest encampment, according to reporting by CNN earlier this month, although she later said he denied being there. She said that Mr. An was in his final year of high school and plans to join the Israeli military.
No, you saw that was a short kid, right? You saw how short he is.
Yeah.
So, you know.
He can't go to the IDF?
No, that's the thing where I'm like hyped up and I want to go hit somebody with a stick and prove that I'm not a pussy. All that dumb shit.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole state of Israel is full of those kind of short guys.
Come on, Kurt.
Like, I'm telling you what it is.
I've never been to Israel, but I'm sure. What's the average height of people in... I'm sure they're average.
But I would be a
Siri,
Nephilim to them.
What's the average height of an Israeli male? Is 5'9". So that's regular.
That kid ain't 5'9".
But you are stereotyping Israeli men as short.
It's the macho thing of like, we're not going to be these weak Eastern Europeans and we're going to be these tan Guidos that kick ass, right? I told you that guy, that Jewish guy I sent you the video of was talking about
Kurt,
that.
I have to denounce your anti-Semitism.
It's got nothing to do with Semitism. It's got to do with Zionism.
The clashes on the 30th of April lasted for hours and led to intense criticism of the university's police force. More than 200 pro-Palestinian protesters who did not leave the encampment were later arrested. 200 of them. And they only arrested 1 counter-protester?
Well, he was countering kind of hard.
Did you see who our friend Ben what's his name? Ben Glebe was down there.
Oh, did he have a white mask?
He was counter-protesting. Did you see that?
No.
I saw a video, yeah. Earlier this week, the university removed its campus police chief after he was criticized for not halting the violence.
Wait, wasn't Ben Glebe sitting here saying how Republicans are the real snowflakes and the snowflakes and the snowflakes?
Yes.
And now he's out snowflaking on campus? Ha ha! Oh, Ben, now you see? Oh.
Boy, he's the only counter-protester to get arrested. I guess his mother was right. He really is special.
Yeah, no, it's a little guy. That's a little guy. Somebody's hyped up. A bunch of these people, by the way, during the Iraq War, there's a bunch of little short dudes all over.
Come on.
What are you talking about? I'm not saying Jews. I'm saying short dudes that want to kill someone. They're in school, and they make great recruits. And we sent them over there.
Well, Kurt, I have to defend short guys now that I'm one of them. I used to be 5'10", and now I'm 5'7".
That's not the same. See, you trans. That's not the same.
I trans?
I'm a turf about shortness.
Okay. Universities around the U.S. have seen protest movements spring up in opposition to the war in Gaza. But the violence at UCLA shocked Americans.
No, shut up. Shut up.
It took place only hours after New York City police raided and cleared a Columbia University building taken over by students. This is from the BBC, Kurt.
Yeah, that the Americans they care about, which is the managerial class that gives a shit what happens at Columbia.
On Thursday, Kurt, UCLA Chancellor Gene Block testified to Congress in Washington, D.C. about the university's response to the protests. As he was speaking, protesters on campus erected a second encampment. They barricaded access to buildings and committed acts of vandalism. The university said, that's what the university said on Friday. The protesters were told to leave or face arrest as they willingly dispersed. The university said, adding that no arrests were made this time. So when they said the protesters were told to leave or face arrest, did he think that meant wearing a mask would hide his face so that he wouldn't face arrest? Is that what?
Clearly, it was some kind of like I want my own V for Vendetta mask, and this is my version of it. You can see the superhero bullshit in his head as a short guy. I'm telling you, that's what that is.
Okay.
It's an insecurity thing, okay? And then you put this weird nationalist rage around it, just like Vietnam. There's a bunch of guys that like, I hate hippies, I'm going to go get them Vietnams. He's going to come back fucked up this
So
kid.
you're making the case for what we used to call when I was taller, SMC, so small man's complex.
That's a real thing. That's a real thing.
It's called Napoleon complex, right?
Right. Now, if you I know quite a few guys that are big.
So you're blaming the
achievers.
counter protesters on guys with Napoleon complexes?
Look, regular.
I'm sure there was a lot of regular height people out
No, I'm
there.
blaming this kid on a Napoleon complex, 100%, without a doubt. Okay, nobody's like, I need to go
Let
represent.
me see, how short is that guy in this video?
Yeah, it's a little dude.
Well, he does look shorter than almost everybody around him.
Yeah, so you don't do that unless you dress up in an outfit and he's got some avenging. You could just see his whole deal.
Yeah, you can.
And his mom's like, he's good. He's going to bully the anti-pro. So clearly he was raised in, not a healthiest thing if mother says bullying is good.
Okay. All right, over to Steph.
Well, let me tell you. If I were Rabbi Shmuley and diddle 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 digga digga diddle diddle dum, all day long I'd diddle little bums. If I were a Shmuley man, I'd peddle all my dildos, dreidel dildos, selling dildos with my daughter and her mum. If I were a Jewish Shmuley man, I'd be digging with a dildo in my bum. I'd wear a grotesque nose and go grab some goyim right on the nipple with a pinch. A Shabbos lap dance brace for the youngest mensch.
At this time, more than any other time, revolution is necessary. It is necessary. Not only based on what has happened with the MOVE organization, the babies that have been murdered, MOVE adults that have been murdered, bombs being dropped on us, but past that to what is happening with all black people, so-called minority people, money poor people. This government, as has been said earlier, has waged war on us. But something about us, particularly here in America, we don't really understand that. We don't really know what war is. For black people, for poor people, that people see as good, that they wasn't forced to do, that they didn't do to try to keep black people appeased, and calm down so that black people wouldn't riot. A prison situation is a crystallized example of that. You can make phone calls in prison. They have movies in prison, but they don't have those things because they just want to be nice to prisoners. They have those things because they know damn well if they don't have People being able to contact their family. If they don't have, facilities for people to sit there and watch movies, people are going to be frustrated, upset, and they're going to direct that frustration at them prison administrators. And they're going to have riots on their hands. They're going to have people in them prisons turning them prisons out. That's why they have movies. That's why they have access to phones the way they do. And a stop to it when we don't like it, or encouraging it when it's something that's in our interest. We have to call the shots. The people have to take the reins of this system and start dictating, what we need, what needs to be done. And, taking the initiative to do it ourselves. We can't rely on this system. Don't people see what's happening? Every single confrontation that MOVE people have been involved in, every single issue, oppression, economic issues, every single issue facing our people, is something that can be dealt with very, very simply. All people got to do is make their wishes known. All people have to do is stand up and say, listen, we're not accepting that. Unity is the key. Unity is the key to revolution. Revolution ain't nothing to be afraid of. It ain't nothing to shy away from. Revolution, contrary to what officials, this system and those backing the officials running this system, want people to believe that revolution means violence, means blood in the street. I'm saying it can get to that point, but it don't have to be violent. When people come together and take a strong stand on an issue, this government don't have no choice but to listen. Where you think they get their authority from? They don't have no power, but they do have authority to do certain things. Where you think they get it from? They get it from us, from the people. They get it from us accepting the things that they do to be done to stop it. Then you have some people who want to then turn around and say, yeah, well, it's the best we have, and want to make excuses. The time for excuses is over. It's over. Every man, woman, and child has to be involved in this revolution. Not only has to be, but is, whether you want to be or not. Our babies gave their lives for this revolution on May 13th. Men, women, and children were murdered. And not just MOVE babies. What about all of the young men, women, children 8, 9 years old shot down on the street by cops, by drug pushers? Where do you think that mentality comes from? It comes from this system, from the mentality of this system of getting over, making a quick buck. I'm saying that's where that needs to be done to stop it. Then, what I want people to really, really understand is that it's past time. It is past time for poor people, black people, to realize that this system has failed you. It has failed you. You can't get nothing from it. And what people got to do is withdraw our support from it and start doing for ourselves. That's what we got to do. How long are people going to sit back and beg, this government to do what's right, when for hundreds of years, all you've gotten is a slap in the face. All you've gotten is this government kicking your ass. That's all. That's all black people have ever gotten from this government.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit